Hi everyone and welcome to my channel where I practice my English. I do it because I strongly believe that one day I will finally be a fluent speaker of this language. That's my big dream. So, um, day 18 of my challenge, the video number 18 of my struggles with English, and as always I'm going to answer some questions. So, today we are serious and we are going to answer a few questions about marriage. So, let's get started. Some couples today live together without getting married. Do you think marriage is outdated? It's a complicated issue, really, and it may sound a bit controversial, but I hate to admit it, but marriage for me is outdated. This is my personal opinion. I could be wrong, yeah? But I really think that marriage is outdated. What makes me think this way? Mm, I think that marriage doesn't mean anything anymore. I really hate to admit it because it's my big dream to start a family, to get married and start a family, to have kids with my future wife, but it's a it's the dead institution. Let's be honest here. Getting married doesn't give any guarantees of stability, and for me as a man, mm, if I invest my time, my feelings, my efforts, my money, etc., in my family, I'd like to have some guarantees that my wife will stay with me and she won't take my kids from me. And do I really have any guarantees? The answer is negative, as harsh as it may sound. Hmm. So that's the main reason that marriage is outdated for me personally. You may disagree with me, but that's my personal opinion. Yeah? So we are done with that. Mm. Alright, moving on to the next one. Why do some couples still prefer to get married? As I've already mentioned, this is, for some, it's an important element of the tradition, of the cultural heritage. And so, I'd also like to get married. But for young people in this day and age, to say it differently, let me say it differently. They want to get married because it's their big dream. But more and more young people don't believe anymore in this institution. And many of my friends, my peers, also don't believe in it. They think like, what's even the point of getting married? You can lose everything and you risk getting nothing in return. A pretty bad deal, in my humble opinion. It's a good point to think over, actually. What's the value of marriage in today's society? And some couples, to answering this question, to some couples still prefer to get married because they still believe in marriage as the institution. That's the main reason. Let me repeat myself, this is just my opinion. So, moving on to the next one. Make a list of the advantages and disadvantages of marriage in today's society. That's a great one. So let's start with the advantages. Again, the element of the tradition. The dream of getting married is still real for some couples. In some even sacred meaning. For me, I'd really like to get married in a church. I want to have priest during that ceremony because even if it's risky, it means a lot for me and for my girlfriend, which has always dreamt about getting married in a church. So, are there any advantages? Any more advantages of marriage? That's a tricky one to answer. But I should have started with disadvantages. Honestly, that would be easier for me. So let's focus on disadvantages of marriage in today's world. So, the divorce statistics are horrifying. I could be wrong here. If I'm wrong, I'm going to do my research later when I finish recording this video. But as far as I know, over 70% of marriages will end sooner or later. And that's terrifying. How can you believe in marriage, in the stable future with your family, if 7 out of 10 marriages will end? And you as a man especially, you have many to lose. You have plenty of things to lose. We don't want to lose our wives. We as a man, I mean, we don't want to lose our families, our kids. But life is a risk sometimes. And if you believe in your family, in marriage, you will take that risk. And I will and I will definitely take that risk, even so if I may lose everything and I may lose my family one day, I will still make a commitment to my girlfriend and I will propose to her one day. Sooner or later it will happen. I really think it will happen sooner than later, actually. So, coming back to the disadvantages. I should have edited it, but I don't really care. So I'm going to leave the moments of silence in this video. If someone sees it, it will be a guarantee, a proof for them that I'm not pretending to be a super hyper polyglot. And my struggles are real. That's the value of these videos. That was a loud sigh. Never mind. So there are many advantages, I believe, and disadvantages of marriage in today's world, but making a list of them is pretty difficult. Especially when I'm filming my struggles and try to speak fluent English. It would be also difficult my native tongue. Just trying to speak being on the pressure of the camera. It's a difficult task. Maybe I should have chosen some easier way to practice my language, but I've heard that's the best way. Sit in front of the camera and do your best to speak for some time. Yeah, what can I add to that topic of marriage? So let me sum it up briefly. Even so, for many, especially for many young people, a marriage is outdated. But I still, against the odds, I firmly believe in this institution. I do believe that I will create, I will make, I should have said, I will start a stable family with my future wife. I dream of having many kids. And the marriage, I think marriage will cement our relationship, We, with my girlfriend and I, are an example of a couple that still prefers to get married, even if it's not so popular these days. There are many advantages and disadvantages of marriage in today's world, but even if you've never really thought about it, it's a good time to stop and think about your future. If starting a family is what you really want. I do want it, personally. And making a list of the disadvantages and advantages will take me ages. So the pluses of it are the element of the tradition. If you are a religious person, it has getting married in a church is sacred in one way. And there are also many disadvantages, like sometimes it can turn out to be, I'm mumbling nonsense. Marriage can sometimes turn out to be a gamble. You put everything at risk, but you may lose this game. But I think that if you love someone, if you truly love your other half, your loved one, you shouldn't take that, you shouldn't really think, you shouldn't assume, that's the word, you shouldn't assume that your marriage will end one day. Personally, I don't think that will happen, or I should rather said, I think it's enough for today. Today's video is really chaotic, but do I care? Nope. And if someone will watch this video one day, my message for you is to never give up. If you want to be a fluent speaker of your language, you should never give up. You should keep going and practice. That's what I do here. So, let's finish this video on a positive note and see you in the next one. Bye.